A few years ago, the idea sounded unbelievable. The United States reportedly explored the possibility of buying Greenland. Many people laughed. But today, global powers are beginning to realize something important. This massive frozen island in the Arctic may be one of the most strategically important places on Earth. The question is, why is the world suddenly paying so much attention to Greenland? For centuries, Greenland was seen as a remote and isolated land. A place of ice, a place of glaciers, a place few people thought about when discussing global power. But today, something is changing. Climate shifts are transforming the Arctic faster than almost anywhere else on the planet. Ice that once remained frozen year-round is beginning to melt. And as the ice retreats, something remarkable is happening. New sea routes are opening. Previously unreachable natural resources are becoming accessible. And suddenly, Greenland is no longer just a frozen island. It is becoming a strategic gateway to the Arctic. Part 1. Where Greenland actually is. Greenland lies between North America and Europe. It sits at the crossroads of the Arctic Ocean and the North Atlantic. Geographically, it is part of the North American continent. Politically, however, it is an autonomous territory within the Kingdom of Denmark. Despite its enormous size, Greenland has a population of only around 56,000 people. Yet its location makes it incredibly important, because in geopolitics, location often determines power. And Greenland sits directly along some of the most important routes between North America, Europe, and the Arctic. Part 2. The Arctic is opening. For most of modern history, the Arctic Ocean was nearly impossible to navigate. Thick ice made shipping extremely difficult, but warming temperatures are beginning to change that reality. New maritime routes are gradually becoming more accessible during certain months of the year. These routes could dramatically shorten travel distances between major global markets. For example, a ship traveling between Asia and Europe could potentially save thousands of kilometers by using Arctic routes instead of traditional shipping lanes. That possibility has captured the attention of governments, shipping companies, and military planners around the world. And Greenland sits directly along these emerging routes. Part 3. Natural resources beneath the ice. Another major reason for global interest in Greenland lies beneath its frozen surface. Scientists believe the island contains significant deposits of valuable natural resources. These may include rare earth minerals, oil and natural gas, precious metals. Rare earth elements are especially important in today's world. They are essential for manufacturing technologies such as smartphones, electric vehicles, wind turbines, advanced defense systems. Currently, global supply chains for many of these materials are heavily concentrated in only a few regions. This makes alternative sources extremely valuable, and Greenland could potentially become one of those sources in the future. Part 4. Military and strategic importance. Greenland is also extremely important from a military and defense perspective. Because of its location, it sits along the shortest path between North America and parts of Eurasia. During the Cold War, this geographic reality made Greenland strategically vital. Early warning radar systems were built there to detect potential missile launches. One of the most well-known installations is Pituffik Space Base. This facility plays a role in space monitoring and missile detection systems. Even today, Arctic geography continues to influence defense planning. As activity in the region increases, nations are paying closer attention to the Arctic's strategic landscape. Part 5. Growing global interest. Greenland has recently attracted increasing attention from multiple countries. This interest includes economic cooperation, scientific research, and diplomatic engagement. Different nations see different opportunities in the region. Some are interested in shipping routes, others are focused on natural resources, and some view the Arctic primarily through a security lens. What makes Greenland unique is that it sits at the intersection of all three interests: trade, resources, and strategy. Part 6. The role of Denmark and Greenland. Although Greenland has broad self-government, it remains part of the Kingdom of Denmark. Denmark handles areas such as foreign affairs and defense. At the same time, Greenland's local government plays a major role in decisions about economic development and natural resource management. In recent years, discussions about Greenland's future have grown more visible. Some people in Greenland support greater economic independence. Others emphasize environmental protection and sustainable development. These discussions are complex and ongoing, but they highlight an important point. Greenland is not just a strategic territory. It is home to communities whose voices are central to its future. Part 7. Climate change and opportunity. Climate change is a major factor behind the increasing attention on Greenland. Melting ice is revealing land that was previously covered for thousands of years. This creates new opportunities for exploration, but it also raises serious environmental questions. The Arctic ecosystem is fragile. Changes in temperature and ice patterns affect wildlife, local communities, and global climate systems. This means that any development in Greenland must balance economic opportunity with environmental responsibility. Part 8. What could happen next? Looking ahead, there are several possible paths for Greenland's future. One possibility is gradual economic development. Mining, infrastructure, and shipping activities could increase as technology improves. Another possibility is expanded international cooperation in the Arctic. Countries may work together on research, environmental protection, and safe navigation. A third scenario involves greater geopolitical competition. As the Arctic becomes more accessible, more nations may seek influence in the region. Which path ultimately emerges will depend on political decisions, environmental considerations, and global economic trends. Part 9. Why Greenland matters to the world. At first glance, Greenland might seem like a distant and frozen island, but in reality, it sits at the intersection of several major global trends: climate change, energy resources, global shipping, Arctic security. These forces are reshaping how governments think about the region, and Greenland is right in the middle of it. What once seemed remote is becoming increasingly central to global strategy. A new Arctic era. For centuries, Greenland remained largely outside the spotlight of global politics. Its glaciers and icy landscapes symbolized isolation. But the world is changing. The Arctic is opening. New opportunities are emerging. And with those opportunities come new strategic questions. Who will shape the future of the Arctic? How will its resources be managed? And how can development occur while protecting one of the planet's most fragile environments? Greenland may still be covered in ice, but its importance in the global conversation is only beginning to thaw. And in the years ahead, the decisions made about this remote island could influence the future of the Arctic, and perhaps the balance of global power itself.
Don't forget to subscribe.